Just record. Yeah.
So welcome, and welcome to the viewers as well. Today we're going to be having a chat with NKOSI Ozzy Quela and Michael Jeffries. And we're going to be talking a little bit today about non-duality. So nice to see you both.
Great. Thanks for having us, Maureen.
I just thought we would start with just, would you, and however this works in terms of either of you and hopefully both of you, let's just start with talking about this.
Yeah, yeah, there's just this, which is whatever that seems to be happening, including talking, thinking, waiting, expecting. There's just this, and this is everything. And it's nothing that seems to appear as everything. So this may appear as anything. This may appear as somebody who's asking a question, somebody who's seeking. This may appear as anything. So there's no separation. There is nothing outside of this. There's nobody who's outside of this. There's just everything, which includes all things. There's just nothing that includes everything. So this is indescribable. Yet what seems to be description may seem to appear in it. And this can never be known, because this just it. There's nothing beside it. There's nothing else outside of it. So nobody can know it. Nobody can claim to have got it. Nobody can actually become it, because it's all there is. So it is beautiful just the way it is. Yeah, for now, it was seems to be coming up. Yeah, I can ask any question.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And Michael, is there anything you'd like to add?
Ha! No, I think that pretty much covered it.
Okay, and then, and NKOSI, you mentioned a couple of things in that, and so I wondered about, could you speak a little bit, or either of you, could you speak a little bit about no you, no doership?
There may seem to be somebody who's doing something, somebody who's asking a question, somebody who's giving an answer. But that doesn't mean that there is a separation. They are real somebody. There's real somebody who's asking a question, then there's real somebody who's giving an answer. It's just everything. It's just what is, which is nothing appearing as somebody who's asking a question, as somebody who's giving an answer. Are also appearing as somebody who's not getting it. You know, so this may appear as anything. This is no limitation. The doer of things is already there, is already not there. You know, it may seem as if there's somebody who's seeking, you know, wants to get it, but it's still what is wholeness appearing as that somebody. The doer can never really be found because the doer of things is imaginary. You know, it can never be real because there's only this. So it's just this wholeness, spaciousness appearing as a doer of things. There's no real doer here. There's no one who is outside of this, who's looking for this, who wants to get in. There's just this appearing as somebody who's outside, who's not yet there, you know? So there is no separation. So
And
that's one can never really get anything, achieve anything, or know anything because that one is already not there. When a recognition happens, it is recognized that the one who was seeking was already not there. It was just everything appearing as a seeker. So nothing happens. There's nobody to achieve anything. There's nobody to collapse, to fall away. There's just this, which is everything.
and would you call that the dream? Like the dream of a you or a me?
Yeah, it is a dream. It is a dream. It's just this dreaming itself to be somebody, to be a person who's going through space and time, and who's living life, you know. It's just a dream because it's that one is just never there. It's imaginary, you can say also, just never there. There's no person, there's no individual who's searching, who's looking, who has got this, who claims to have, who claims to know this or to possess this. There's just this, simply this. And this is nothing that seems to appear as everything. So nothing is excluded here. And this talking is just talking happening. There's nobody who's doing it. Here, there's nothing here right now. There's just what seems to be talking happening. And nobody's listening. Nobody's waiting already. It's just this. You can call it consciousness, everything, God, a monkey. You can call it whatever. It doesn't really matter. Those are just words. This is wordless. It's already here before any word may arise, may appear. It's already here before any thinking. Yet it may appear as thinking, as words, but it is immediate. It's right here already. Yeah.
And when I know that this question probably comes up sometimes, but oftentimes people listening want to know what happened. And I know that it opens the door for a special or separation to say, NKOSI, there, was there an apparent history of seeking, and then nothing happened? I mean, do you mind sharing that story?
Yeah. Oh. Um, Here there was seeking, an intense seeking. You know, there was also an intense meditation. They would be watching thoughts, reading some books. Even though I don't remember quite clearly what used to, when there was a seeker. It seemed as if there was a seeker, but there was no seeker. Because when the recognition happened, it was recognized that everything that has been happening, there wasn't any seeker, there wasn't any somebody, there wasn't any NKOSI who was doing anything. It was just this, what is appearing as that. So NKOSI as a seeker never happened. It never really happened. It never really fell away. It was noticed that it was never there in the first place. It was just this, appearing as that already. So the separate NKOSI as a seek can just never happen.
And then also in what you're saying, the appearance of the separate NKOSI could never have done anything in whatever happened in the dream to cause this to occur.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. It's beautiful. Because that's the separate self. It was just never there to do anything. There was no doer. There's no doer already of anything. Even what seems to be this interview, there's no doer. There's no one doing it. It's just what seems to be happening already. The one who's asking a question is everything asking a question. The one who's waiting, the one who's listening is just everything listening. There isn't any separation here. There's no dividing line. There's no you and me. There's no you and me and Michael. It's just this, simply this, appearing as everything. So in the midst of what seems to be somebody seeking for this, there's just this. In the midst of somebody who seems to fall away, it's just this, appearing as that. It's just everything appearing as that. So the me may never really collapse because the me is just never there. The me never really appeared. So it can never disappear. And here there's no story. The story can never be found. It can only be imagined. by no one. If we were to look for the story right now, can it really be found? Can the story of Maureen be found? Can the story of Michael be found? And by whom? Where is the story? Where is the me? There's nothing here. There's nothing to be found because there's nobody to find anything here. It's just this, simply this. So there's no woman, there's no man here. There's nothing happening. What seems to be thoughts, or should I say separate self, may seem to say, we are having an interview right now. We are interviewing NKOSI. But even that is just everything, wholeness appearing as that. It's not that there's a real somebody who can actually say those words. It's just wholeness appearing as that. This spaciousness, this what is, you can call it anti-step silence, seeing. It's just there. It may seem in a way to be in the background, and there may be thoughts may be seen appearing, saying something, oh, I want to get this, I'm not getting it, I'm about to get it. But also it is recognized that it's still this spaciousness, or what is appearing as those thoughts. It's not that there is spaciousness, there is wholeness in thoughts. No, it's just wholeness also appearing as thoughts, appearing as everything. There isn't any separation here. So really, this doesn't mind. Whatever may happen, it doesn't really mind, because everything it's just its expressions, you know. This and its expressions are not different, they are the same. So really, this doesn't mind itself. Anything may appear here. Somebody may swear, somebody may disagree, somebody may may seem not to get it. Well, that is still this appearing as that. So everything is beautiful because everything is an expression of this, of what is.
You often speak of no time and no cause and effect.
Yeah, time is imaginary. Time is imaginary. Because if we were to look right now, can we find time? Where is the time right now? There's no time. It's only in the imagination, you know. Like today, you may say, I may say, it's Sunday. So for you, it's Saturday. So yeah, time is an illusion. It's just in the imagination. There's no real time. So if it's Saturday for you and Saturday for me, if it's Saturday for you and Sunday for me, then I can also say it's Tuesday. It doesn't matter. You know? So time is an illusion. That's just what seems to be happening.
When you mention stories, there can't really be stories without time and cause and effect, right? I mean, otherwise, because it's all the past, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's there's no past. There's no past. Past is just a thought. It's just imaginary. Here, you cannot find the future. There's no future here. There's no even present. There's no past. You know, there's just this appearing as everything, or we can say it's aliveness, because in a way everything seems to be alive. It's full of life, and everything seems to be new, always new, because there's no past. Everything is beautiful just the way it is, and what seems to be things, they are very light. They seem to be weightless in a way. And when you look at what seems to be things, what seem to be labels may seem to be coming up and say, oh, I'm watching the screen, I'm watching NKOSI. But NKOSI is just a label. No. There's nothing watching and nothing is being watched. Everything is nothing. And when things are seen as they are, there's so much beauty there. Everything seems to be beautiful, always new, ever fresh, as Michael mentioned. So, so everything is beautiful. It's okay, and it's weightless in a way. It's very light.
Will you speak a little bit about concepts like suffering is bad or good and bad or right and wrong? Like, how does that fit into this being whole?
This has no limitation. You know, it may appear as somebody who's suffering, who's looking for a way out. It may appear as well as somebody who's giving a solution, helping, who seems to be helping the sufferer. But all those things, it's just wholeness appearing as that. There isn't any real sufferer. There isn't any real helper. The one who's helping, the one who's suffering. You know, and suffering doesn't belong to anyone. It doesn't belong to anyone. It's just an appearance. There's no one who can actually suffer. There's no one here to suffer. There's just this. And whatever may seem to be happening, it's not personal. Because there's no person here. It's just everything. What seems to be a story is already disappearing as a story. What seems to be somebody who's on the journey, who's wants to get through this, is just this appearing as that. The searching, the looking is happening from that place which is not looking, which is not searching. So it can only be this, what is, or that place appearing as somebody who's searching, looking, saying, oh, I'm suffering, oh, I'm looking for a solution. You know, how am I ever gonna get this? It's still the same what is wholeness appearing as that. So the one who's searching can never really get anything because that one does not exist already. The separate self does not exist. The sufferer does not exist. The sufferer is just a thought. And when thoughts are looked for, they can never really be found. Can we find any thoughts right now? Are there any thoughts?
I heard you say that the thoughts don't exist because there's no you for the thoughts to exist from, right? Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's beautiful.
Thoughts, I would say thoughts as well are imaginary, but nobody's imagining anything. They seem to be there when they are not looked for, but when you look for them, they are not there.
When people are looking for a teaching or a strategy or a practice, what you're describing is why none of those things are applicable, because there's only this. There's no, if I do this, I'll be better soon, or this person has something and they're going to give it to me. Like what you were saying is that it's just this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just this, you know. But there's no wrong or right here.
Yeah.
You know, this there's so much space here that everything is allowed to be as it is. If they seem to be, if this appearing as somebody who's seeking, that one may continue to seek until, in a way, it may seem to collapse. That one may seem to collapse, to fall away, and there'll be a recognition that that one never existed. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's just a dream. It's just a dream because there's nobody to fall away. You know. It's just this appearing as that somebody who's searching, who happens to fall away, and there's a recognition that there wasn't anybody in the first place. So it is a joke. It is a joke. Yeah. And also this right here is seen as just a play. Somebody who's asking a question, who's searching, you know. It is seen directly that there's just this appearing as that. So whatever may seem to be happening is actually going nowhere because there's nobody to get anything, to know anything. It's just this already appearing as that. That's why at times I would say the one who's searching The one who's looking for this is already this. So there's no one searching. There's just this already. There's no journey. There are no steps. There's nowhere to get to. And this is effortless and obvious to itself. And right now they're seeing, right now. They're seeing, and this seeing is not a man or a woman. It doesn't have any gender. It doesn't have any culture. It doesn't have any it doesn't have any expectation. And this seeing right now, as it is not a human being. It can never really be pointed to. It can never really be known. It's just seeing. And nothing is seen. And what seems to be labels, they may seem to be imposed in it. Like for instance, when you look at a wall, the wall doesn't say it's a wall. It doesn't say I'm a wall. There seem to be a projection or a label that seems to be coming up and say it's a wall. But the wall has never said it's a wall. It's nothing. Everything is nothing. There is no computer screen. There is no floor. There's no roof. There's no house. There's no world. Everything is nothing. There's no you even. There's just nothing. Nothingness, you can say.
So when you say they're seeing, are you saying there's no seer?
Yes. It's just seeing. But there's nobody. There's no woman or a man who's seeing anything.
Yeah.
The one who says, oh, I see this and that is imaginary. Does not exist. They're simply seeing. But it has nobody in it. There's no agenda. It's empty. It's an empty space. It's not, it's just seeing, or it's just watching, but nobody is watching. And nothing is being watched. So this seeing is not a seeing that sees with an intention of gaining something from what is being seen or watched. It just sees without any interest. There's no interest in what is being seen. It doesn't really mind. Anything may appear, you know. It doesn't say, wow, wow. No, it's just seeing. And it's effortless and obvious to itself. It doesn't have anybody in it. It's more like formless ice in an empty space. There's no mind or brain attached to it. There's no body attached to it. Just formless eyes alone. It's more like that. And this seeing as well doesn't have any race. It's nothing. It's nothing special. It's just this. It's it's beyond any description. It's beyond any name. It's beyond any thinking. And it's not thinking, it's just seeing. It's not searching for anything. Doesn't have any desire to know anything. It's unknown. So it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's formless and empty of any content. It's weightless, shameless, and everywhere present. It's always here. Never goes away. It is really what you are. Not the idea you have of what you are, not the imagination, not a thought construct. It is everywhere present. There's no thing. It may happen to dream itself as somebody who's on the journey of finding itself. And when the dream ends, it is recognized that there wasn't any separate self. There wasn't anyone looking. It was just this. There wasn't any dreamer. It was just this appearing as that already. So this is already here in the midst of searching, thinking, waiting. It's already here. It's already this. So there's no one searching. There's just searching happening. There's no one looking. It's just looking happening. There's no one to get anything or become anything. What is being searched for is already that which is searching.
those are all my questions.
Beautiful questions.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. Yeah.
Always welcome.
Yeah, the beautiful, beautiful interview, Maureen and NKOSI. Lovely.
Thanks.
And
Thanks, Michael.
Michael, will you take a moment and let folks know about the book and about how they can see more videos, how they can connect with your group, your non-duality group? Can you take a couple minutes and, or maybe put something at the end in writing?
Yeah, I'll put the links in below this recording on YouTube.
Oh,
I'll put
great.
a link for all is this in NKOSI's book, which I edited, and I'll put a link to our Wednesday night Zoom meetings, 6 o'clock on Pacific Standard Time. I'll put that up there.
Okay, great. Thank you again. It was just a joy. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, NKOSI. Good night.
Welcome. Bye.